Hey guys, and welcome back to Scotty Knows. In the last episode, you noticed that we took out the fuel tank in my 95 Civic Coupe. Well, today, I'm waiting for some parts to come in. I did place an order on a bunch of parts, including a new fuel tank, fuel sending unit, and a fuel pump. So hopefully that'll come in soon, and then I can get started on getting that back installed. As of today, what I'm going to be working on today is the plastic pieces that I took off of the filler neck, and I'm going to get those cleaned up. There's a lot of overspray on them, and I'm gonna get those cleaned up. So what I'm gonna use today is a couple Brillo pads, some water, and then hopefully all this stuff will come back up and that'll alleviate me from having to paint them. So hopefully we'll get those cleaned up pretty well. So let's get started with that. Alright guys, this next day here on Scotty Knows. Yesterday we actually started working on the plastics where we got those cleaned up, getting some of that paint overspray off, trying to refurbish those to their normal state. So I did do some cleaning of those, and it determines that I do have to actually paint them. So I'll go to the store, get some plastic paint, and get those painted. Preferably a high heat paint. I like to use the high heat, but we'll see what we can get when we get those liners cleaned up a little bit and get those refreshed. But we are back here at the other garage with the 95 Civic, and today we're going to be working on the undercoating of the rear wheel well. Since I have everything taken off already, it looks kind of nasty under there. I'm going to rough it up a little bit, get it cleaned up a little bit just to make sure everything is fresh when I get everything back installed. I do have the new parts on order. They should be here hopefully in about a week. I did order a new fuel tank, new sending unit, and new fuel pump. So I'm going to refurbish or redo everything. So just make everything new since I got everything else fresh in this car. So let's go hop over to that rear wheel well. I'll show you guys what I'm working with today and what I'm going to do. Alright, so here we are on the driver's side rear wheel well. You can see a lot of overspray happened when they painted this car many years ago. Some of it's starting to flake off a little bit. So what I'm going to do is get my little wire brush and try to get a lot of that kind of to come off. I'm going to clean all these cobwebs out and then hopefully get to putting some undercoating on. Now, as far as the rear trailing arm, I do have a rear disc brake conversion kit that I'm going to install on this. So I have a whole new trailing arm, all new assembly, and with these bolts over here kind of rusted in, down in here, I'm just going to go ahead and probably drop the whole assembly from the top of the strut here down, and also get these bolts under here, get these taken out, and get these all cleaned up. So hopefully that'll work. But I do have a new set for that. We'll get that going at some point when I get the car to my house. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. Probably water it down a little bit, make sure there's no contaminants on there, no oils, grease. That way I can put this undercoating on. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I went ahead and kind of wiped everything down, got the remainder of the dirt and dust off here. Hopefully you guys can see. I got most of that off. Again, the right way to do it is to remove the strut. Take out the suspension, take all this out, cover all this. I like to get this bracket out here. Rear control arm there. I like to get that out. I'm going to replace all that anyways. But the right way is to get all that out. And I am going to cover up all the stuff here just to make sure everything is good. I am going to let this dry. I did kind of get half of the gas tank here. I got a little bit more cleaning to do under here. And I'm also going to get the area where the gas tank was. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on that now. Let some of this stuff dry. I'm not going to do the whole rear today. I might just get this wheel well done here down to the gas tank there. Again, once I get it back to my garage, I'll go ahead and take it all apart, and I'll probably end up redoing it and touching up the areas that I missed. So let's get up under the car and let's go ahead and get some of this stuff cleaned out. Alright guys, so I went ahead and finished up this side of the undercoating. For now, again, I'll probably end up coming back through here and hitting everything. I did cover up the brake lines with some tin foil. Kind of wraps around, you can kind of crimp it together. Again, this whole suspension unit, pretty much everything is going to be coming out of here, so a little bit of overspray on that I'm not too worried about. Again, I just wanted to go ahead and get something done on this side, mainly in this area here, before I install the new filler tube and all that good stuff, so I don't have to take that back apart. So again, I'll touch up a little bit more stuff in here. As you've seen in the video too, I did hit half of the gas tank. So I'll go ahead and finish up the other side, probably in another video. I do need some more undercoating, so I'll pick some of that up, but doesn't look too bad. Well, that's going to do it for today for Scotty Knows. I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. That way you can stay tuned for the next episode of what I'm going to continue to do on this car. There's a lot of work to be done. I will continue to do the undercoating. I do need a little bit more material to get that done. Probably end up having to remove the exhaust again, do a couple other things and get it prepped up for the fuel tank. And then I'll undercoat where the fuel tank goes too, just to make that a little bit fresher too. So we got things cleaned up. We got the one rear wheel well coated. So we're on the right track. So again, stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you guys.